Hello everyone, hello students, hello clients from Mountain Shadows, and oh, do we love Cal State University, San Marcos, and the Two-Quote Leadership Circle. You know, we've been doing this for 8 years or 9 now, I'm forgetting. But the whole idea is to do your community engagement leadership programs with Dr. Nolan and the staff there so you can enjoy other people in the world and what we all have to contribute. Even during this COVID times when we can't be together, what we're going to be doing with you, we're from the Pyramid Arts and Cultural Center in Oceanside. And the major part of what we've been doing is the Art Miles Mural Project, where we've created 12 miles of murals from around the world. And Cal State has been great, and Mountain Shadows has been great about contributing to this big inventory of the subjects that involve us the most, issues I should say, mostly social issues and human rights issues, ranging from the environment to women's rights and basic human rights and children's interests and music and sports, all the things that involve making life on earth pleasurable. So you're going to be hearing from us for the next semester. And I'm Dr. Joanne Tawfilis. I got an honorary doctorate degree from your school, and we just love working with the clients at Mountain Shadows, and you're going to get to meet some of them as we go through the next semester, doing art and music and drumming lessons and history of those backgrounds of the wonderful artists that participate in that with AKI Burke, who is a drumming instructor and a wonderful organizer and partner in the Pyramid Arts and Cultural Center. So my background is I am retired from the United Nations. I was at the diplomatic level, and another thing about being in the leadership program is, from experience, I can tell you that you could just be an ordinary girl or a boy coming up in a huge family in a small town and becoming at the diplomatic level, which I did, and traveled all over the world and have done the Art Miles Mural Project, which is a project of the United Nations Association in Balboa Park, San Diego, which you'll be learning more about that. And hopefully we will be becoming an official member of the UNESCO Center for Peace Federation and UNESCO clubs in the near future, and all of you will be on the ground floor this semester doing that with us. And what United Nations Education, Science, and Cultural Organization does is exactly what the words say. We focus on education, science, culture, something that the past administration eliminated, but our president is getting us back in, we hope, and we'll be able to introduce you to people all over the world, your age, and in the same situations. We all have the same wants and needs all over the world. So when we do our murals and we do painting with me and with other artists, maybe we'll have guest artists, it's going to be a really cool thing to do. And at the end of this semester, I'll be able to provide you with a certificate from UNESCO, because I was and am a UNESCO National Commissioner, U.S. National Commission, of which we had about 60 members that are going to be reinstituted very shortly. So you're going to hear more about that. But what I wanted to do is kind of give you a view of what we'll be doing in the next few weeks and months with the Black History Month. Students will be given a pre-sketch canvas. This was Barack Obama, and here we have Kobe Bryant, and here is just a wonderful rendering of Black History Month. And we'll be doing this for Women's Month as well. And then sort of a African design, and there's more, but I won't want to take up much more of your time. I just want to give you a little sample, because in the next lesson you will be seeing more. And what we're going to be expecting and anticipating, I should say more, is that the students will be painting these, this size, And we're going to do something a little bit smaller size, probably square, but pretty comparable for the clients at Mountain Shadows, using the same designs. And then at the end of the semester, we normally do a fundraiser and we do an auction of the paintings and works that's done by the students and the clients. And that way we'll be able to show the contrast and the progress, because we're going to be doing lessons as we go along. And I'm hoping that you will get the word out and share this with your friends and your classmates. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday. One Tuesday I'll be doing the art, and the second Tuesday, or every other Tuesday, AKI will be doing drumming lessons and history of drumming, and you're going to get to meet some celebrity drummers that I think is going to be a lot of fun for all of you. And maybe at the end of the semester, you guys can put together a little mini, even if it's virtual, concert to kick off the art exhibition. I think it's going to be such a cool semester for all you to do. I'm also going to be introducing you and sending you information, or I'll send it to Dr. Nolan, about the UN Art Miles poster contest, where you can address one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. They were very similar to the Millennium Development Goals, and they address all issues of human rights and women's rights, that, you know, same thing that we do with our 12 miles of murals. I'll be sending out a summary so you all can see a little bit more detail about exactly what we'll be doing in the next few weeks and months before the semester ends. Like I said, we'll start with Black History Month. In March, we'll be doing Women's Month, and I'll be providing you also with pre-sketch things. And then in April, I hope we can connect you with UNESCO clubs at the universities throughout the world, so you can meet classmates that are doing the same thing that you're doing, and looking at how we can make our world a better world in the future. Because this is going to be your world, as those of us that are getting older will want to have that legacy that we have left behind. Good people like all of you. Cal State turns out the best of the best. We love the students there. I still stay in touch with many of the former students who have gone on to do great programs and projects, and I think it's going to be worth your while. And it's going to be very good on your resume, by the way, to have a letter or a certificate from UNESCO to show that you have had interest and experience dealing with United Nations and UNESCO, and who knows what other organizations we're going to be pulling in throughout this semester. So I'm going to be introducing you to AKI Burke, who will be, like I say, your instructor and your hopefully mentor, because he's pretty cool. I know you're going to be able to relate to him. If you haven't seen some of the little videos that he's done in the past at Cal State, you'll love it, because he really attracts a lot of attention. And from what I understand, he'll be telling you more about the details, but I'll tell you what, when you get on YouTube and you're in one of his sessions, people are going to love to see what you're doing. And hopefully every week you're going to learn more about the importance of drumming, and more importantly, the importance of all kinds of music and culture. That's where it comes in. The science part of what we do is going to make sure that I can add up the weeks correctly. And also we're using new technology, because I haven't been very good at it. So we're going to be pre-recording these sessions and getting them on YouTube, so you'll be able to not have to worry if you can't make it for a session during the student hour on Tuesdays from 12 till 1. You'll be able to plug in and link up, see what I mean about my technical ability, about linking to the link on YouTube, and then you can follow along at your own speed and your own pace. So with that, I think I'm going to let you know a little bit more about my background. I was the former head of management services at the International Atomic Energy Agency, so I looked at the management structure, and they used to call us black hatters, because it usually meant eliminating jobs. But what I tried to do is maximize and consolidate and make sure that all the functions were there in place and the right people were in the right place and things operated smoothly and efficiently. From an art background, it's kind of hard, but I did it creatively. And the reason I was so successful in UN is because I used my creative and innovative thoughts and experiences to institute management problems. So when you look about education, science, and culture, I have a bachelor's in fine arts and a master's in business and then a PhD in fine arts. So you put all that together, and I ended up in the United Nations Environment Program in Nairobi, setting up a combined headquarters there because I also had the people skills, which you will all learn, and that's part of what this Two-Quote Leadership Program is all about. And then before I retired, I was on loan from the Department of Defense, because before that I used to work on the base closure teams, skinnying down operations in Europe where we no longer were under a threat of a Cold War, so we started closing down the bases, and I was the head of that team. So, but my ultimate and final assignment was as the director of the Bosnian Women's Initiative, or what they called the Women of Srebrenica, where I worked with the recovery and the reconciliation of the widows of the 10,000 missing men that disappeared in 2 days in 1995. And I'll tell you more about that. Excuse me. I'll tell you more about that in our first official lesson. But today's lesson or conversation with you is kind of give you a very quick overview of what we will be doing over the semester. And I hope I have tweaked some of your interest in wanting to know more about UNESCO, United Nations, leadership programs, and working with a local organization like ours at the Muramid Arts and Cultural Center, who has partnered with your school for many years and loves to see the development of all your curriculum that you put together and your personal leadership qualities under this incredible person that we love very much, and that's Dr. Shannon Nolan.
Yes.
And her peers that run this program. So stay tuned, and right now I'm going to introduce you to AKI Burke, and he will talk a little bit about drumming and what he plans to do. Thank you.